We have one of our brands, Airborne, is our immunity brand, which we've seen clearly an increased demand for during this time of wanting to do everything and how people approach health and wellness and wanting to take all the actions. And I think the behavior of the consumer not only changed, but the behavior of the shopper. And when we saw that massive stock up and understanding what consumers were new, actually we saw a lot of younger Gen Z consumers really entering the space, which was new, but we also saw a lot of stock up and then really tracking those shoppers, and on some of our brands actually trips going down. And so because less people were, they were going into the store for essentials and not necessarily going for some other pieces. So while we saw some big tailwinds on some of our brands, we also saw a lot of headwinds. And then of course, keeping up with demand and really being super hyper focused on getting the products into the hands of consumers. And so we called our frontline, our factories, which were, churning this out and really making sure that we were there to support them. And one of our factories is in Salt Lake City. And I think not soon after, COVID hit really bad, they actually had an earthquake at their factory. And we were just amazed at how resilient they were to really keep churning the demand out so that consumers were getting access to the products. And then on the marketing side, I think it was really interesting. In the beginning, I remember being home and suddenly you saw all these heartfelt commercials about, being in it together, and every brand had a point of view. And, you sort of reflect of do I need to have a point of view? When is it right for a brand to have a point of view? What do the consumers want from these brands? What's our role in this world? So it became a bit esoteric in a way of what's our role as brands. Is it more than just product? And I think we've shifted away from some of that, from hearing brand messaging on that, unless it's super relevant, but it certainly in the beginning was very prevalent.